All right, what's going on, family? Peace and blessings to everybody. I pray y'all are doing well as we all time. Give the Most High all the honor, the glory, all praise and worship. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, Yahushua, who hung, bled, and died. The title says, Did Christ really die for everybody? Now, this is a bit of response back to you, Elder T. Powerful email. And I'm going to start this video off like this. Next to probably the rapture, if you believe in that or not, with the argument about that, tithing, this color of Christ, what else? This is probably one of your most debatable things you hear about the Bible. Now, I'm gonna tell you why this is very well. Let me answer your other question. You said, JT, why is it so many of our Hebrew brothers as Hebrews, why do we don't want other nations to be saved? And why is it so much hatred? Or like you were saying, it seems like everybody want to prove their point, who know more knowledge and all this. Great question. So, first of all, I'm going to show you why most of the Hebrew brothers, they love this scripture right here. This one. Matthew 1:21. And he shall bring forth a son, and I shall call his name Jesus. For he shall save, catch that part right there, his people from their sins. His people. Now you see the ongoing hatred and arguments all the time. That's why they say Christ didn't die for everybody, right? Now, then you have, when you go to Matthew chapter 15, around verse 21, well, let's just say that whole passage right there, when you start talking about the Canaan woman, right? Which means she was from another nation. She was a Canaan, right? She had a daughter that was demon possessed. Go to Matthew chapter 15, you'll see it. And she wanted her daughter healed. She knew who Christ was. And so our brothers will say, look at that passage very closely. And they'll say, look at the way Christ dealt with her. And that's the way we should deal with people of other nations, right? Because even the disciples say, put her away. But the faith of that woman, what Christ said, what greater faith. And if you keep reading, he still helped that woman out. But that part when he says, I only come, what is that, around verse 24? Yeah, 24. I've only came for the lost sheep of Israel. So that's why you got this ongoing argument about he only came for Israel. And then you got to back up and say, okay, predestination. But here's the problem. How many people reject the teaching of predestination? Most people I know don't agree with predestination. And predestination actually shows you how real the Most High is. So that's why you hear our brother saying that, man, he only came for the lost of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. But then you get around Hebrews 2:9. He tasted death for everyone. Okay, here go an argument about that. Were they talking about everybody in the whole world or just everyone for Israel? These are your arguments. I'm bringing it to the table for you while you ask me these beautiful questions. And that's why you see a lot of us on these corners, man. I'm saying us as Israelites, but all of us don't act the same. Let me just say that. All of us don't act the same with all that yelling and screaming and some that show that hatred like they don't want a white person to be saved. You know, everybody not like that. Just like Jonah didn't want Nineveh to be saved. But here's the thing. I am not all-knowing. I don't know the hearts of all people. First of all, the Bible shows you on who can know the heart. It ain't JT. So if I was to sit back and say the Most High don't care about nobody but Israel, that'll be a stupid thing for me to say. I'm just being honest. Especially when you get around 1 John 2:2. His atonement was for the whole world. And then when he said it is finished, so of course they're gonna say, well, which world? See, I'm not all knowing once again. All I know is that the Most High is long suffering, and he didn't want none to perish. Now they're gonna take a lot gonna take that and say he was just talking about only for Israel. But then when you read this Bible, Christ showed up for the Samaritan woman. Or the 10 lepers, the men with 10 lepers. Only one came back and gave him the glory was the Samaritan one. But then once again, as we broke down the other day, Samaritan, if you look at that, that's half breed, if you want to say half breed. That's half Jew and half Gentile. So then you have a lot of our brothers say that's why the Most High don't care nothing about no Gentiles. See, the problem is there's too much hatred being thrown out here. When you realize all of us needed saving. Then you got this doctrine of universalism, saying that everybody will be saved. See, I know one thing for sure. I'm not gonna make this video too much longer. Let me say this: the Most High made it possible for anybody who wants salvation to have it. That's why I talk so much about what the Bible said about the Edomite. Do not hate your brother. But you know, a lot of us say that ain't my brother. And then you look at us as the ones that's the same color as me, look like we hate each other more than anything. I never thought I would see so much hatred being spewed out between black, if you want to say the term black. I don't really like to use the word black, because black is not who we are. Black is not a race, it's a color. But you see more black on black attacks than anything. Like I was saying about what's his name? The 2819 church, Philip Mitchell. Like I say, the brothers, you see what you keep seeing is posted up at the church, just like they posted up at Geno Jennings' church. And it's like, where is the love? Or everybody want to prove how much knowledge of the Bible they know, and here go the real talk. So many people dying right in the middle, lost. And all they see us doing is going back and forth. And I mean this out of love. These brothers over here, or this people over here, man, where the love at? Or you see them on the corner, read what it says, and they're just hollering. And then you got to realize, am I really drawing people or am I turning them away? And I've been saying this for years. Man, us as Hebrews, very, very knowledgeable. They know what they're talking about. But the hatred that comes with it and the approach that comes with it runs a lot of people off. I tell y'all the video I saw when that Hebrew brother was going off on that white man. That white man just said, man, I didn't do nothing to your people, man. I just asked for your forgiveness. And they told that man to bow down and kiss their shoes. What's Christ like about that? The man recognized, like, just like I told y'all the comment I saw the other day, man, I know I'm a Gentile. But I don't spit hatred, and I want salvation. I pray for that. But it's like we so rough, so I ain't talking about everybody. We so rough with it, so cold-blooded with it, like you make the statement like, can't nobody be saved if they not an Israelite. So Christ, let me say this, the Most High once again being all-knowing, omnipresent everywhere at all times. Nobody is like the Most High. And we're going to have to answer for what we have done in this life. Real hard. And that's why I have shedded that same grace and mercy because I know I'm still a work in progress. You are too. All of us are. And to sit up and don't want somebody else to be saved because they're not the same skin tone as me, that's foolish. Because love covers a multitude of sin. So you got to ask your question, where is the love? Now, this is not a video to debate with nobody. This is not a video to attack nobody. You wanted me to bring you out those scriptures while most Hebrew brothers spit that hatred and only want Israel to be saved. That's why. That's why they'll tell you in a minute. Christ didn't die for everybody. But then when you look at it before Christ was on the scene, what was it about? Now, if he didn't die for everybody, you got a whole lot of scriptures in here that's going to really not make sense. Especially when you start talking about Edomites, Esau. Jacob, Esau. I tell you, I've been telling y'all this for years. This battle is an ongoing family feud. The older brother will serve the younger brother. This is why we got all this hatred. This is why the Muslims say this and the Muslims do this and the Muslims do that. This is why Christians do this and Christians do that. This is why you hear about Allah and then over here you talk about Jesus. Man, we got all this confusion. But one day, every knee shall bow and every tongue must confess that he is Lord with a capital L. Once again, I'm not doing this video to argue. Hey, I told y'all, like I told y'all years ago, some of the most greatest attacks I get on here is from Hebrew Israelite brothers. Y'all done seen it, even in the live chats, the older live chats, or the threats that you see come toward me, because I don't act like them. I don't spit out hatred. And when I say them, once again, I'm not talking about all of them act like that, because there are some that's angry at the way some of the brothers spit hatred toward the Gentiles. But then you hear Paul. Why you think they don't like Paul's message? Not all of them, but most of them don't like Paul's messages. Because when Paul say stuff like neither Jew or Gentile, and Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin, he went to the Gentile. That's why when you get around Israel, if you ever been around Israelite, them camps or whatever, or just being in a room with an Israelite Hebrew brother, they're gonna tell you the Torah. Teach Torah. Some of them will tell you, I don't care nothing about no New Testament. And that's why if you think about it, if they say they don't care nothing about the New Testament, then come on now. But once again, Christ showed compassion. He showed love. But he completed the mission. He said it is finished. So you take what I've said in this video, do your studying, your research. Now, if you catch what I'm saying in this video, when I ask this question, as the title says, did Christ really die for everyone? Now I want to see everybody comment upon this video. Did he only die for everyone, or did he only die for Israel? Now, did he only die for the sins of Israel, or did he die for others also, including Gentiles? I can't wait to see these comments. Once again, this is not an argument. This is just bringing out the scriptures on why you ask me why they hate so much like that, or why they keep saying Christ didn't die for everybody. That's it right there. So that's why I love to go to that account with the Canaan woman who had that daughter with the demons in her. That woman cried out so much that she wanted her daughter to be delivered. But her faith, and that's the thing right there. When you look at faith, whether it's coming from a white man or a black man or a Chinese or Japanese or whatever, when you look at faith, what colors the faith? What colors does faith have on it? What color does sin have on it? Now, what color does love have on it? And I'm gone on that. Shalom, family.